If you are over 60, diabetes can steal your health in silence. Not through sudden pain. Not through obvious attacks. But through quiet marks on your skin. Strange spots. Dark patches. Wounds that never heal. Do you see them and just shrug, that's age? Wait. What if it's not age? What if your skin is shouting, something is wrong? Your skin can tell the truth your blood sugar tries to hide. And seniors often miss it. They ignore the itch. They cover the rash. They think it's nothing. But the cost of ignoring? Infection. Nerve damage. Even losing the freedom to walk on your own. I know that fear. I've seen it. The worry of waking up and not trusting your own body. The hope of wanting just one thing, peace of mind, control, the chance to live with strength after 60. That hope is real. Because once you know the signs, you can fight back. You can stop diabetes from cutting deeper into your life. Today, I'll show you 14 skin symptoms that reveal these hidden dangers. 14 warnings your body gives you. And I'll tell you this, the last one may shock you most, because it's the one people almost always overlook. Stay with me. Let's begin. Number 1. Necrobiosis lipoidica. Ever noticed a shiny red or brown patch on your leg that just won't fade? Seniors often mistake it for dry skin or a bruise. But this isn't ordinary. The skin feels tight, almost glassy, sometimes itchy, sometimes tender. Imagine looking down after a shower and seeing that same patch staring back at you week after week. It doesn't peel. It doesn't heal. It just sits there, quietly changing your skin. Here's what's happening. In diabetes, tiny blood vessels under the skin get damaged. Circulation slows. Collagen breaks down. The immune system, already stressed, starts to overreact. The result? Skin cells in that area begin to die off, leaving behind a patch that looks polished, almost like porcelain. Seniors over 60 face this more often because blood flow is already weaker with age. Why is this dangerous? Because that patch isn't just cosmetic. It's a warning sign. It means your circulation is failing in that spot. Left unchecked, it can open into ulcers. Ulcers that don't heal. Ulcers that can lead to infection, hospital stays, even loss of independence. Studies show people with necrobiosis lipoidica have a significantly higher risk of severe complications. For your health, after 60, you cannot afford to ignore it. And here's the twist, this isn't even the worst skin change linked to diabetes. The next symptom will surprise you even more. Number 2. Acanthosis nigricans. It often begins like a shadow creeping across your skin. A soft, velvety darkness spreading at the back of your neck, under the arms, or in the folds of your body. At first glance, a senior might think, it's just dirt. They scrub harder, they change soap, but the dark color stays. The skin feels thick, sometimes itchy, sometimes a little rough. After 60, when you notice this, it can feel embarrassing, covering up with scarves or long sleeves, avoiding mirrors, hoping no one else will see. Inside, this is diabetes leaving fingerprints. High insulin levels push skin cells to grow too quickly. The extra pigment makes the patches darker. Blood vessels underneath get stressed. Hormones go off balance. Like a clogged water pipe forcing pressure on weak joints, your body reacts with these visible stains. This isn't just about appearance, it's your circulation, your metabolism, your endocrine system speaking out. The danger? These patches signal insulin resistance. That means your body is already struggling to control sugar. If ignored, it can progress to severe diabetes, heart strain, even kidney stress. For someone over 60, the risk of complications multiplies. Health costs rise, independence shrinks, daily life becomes harder. Families often notice these marks before the person does, and by then, blood sugar may already be dangerously high. But here's the catch, the skin can reveal even stranger warnings than this. The next sign takes the story one step further. Number 3. Digital sclerosis. Have you ever tried to bend your fingers, but they feel stiff, almost like wood? The skin looks shiny, thick, and hard to stretch. For a senior, simple things like buttoning a shirt or holding a pen suddenly feel like a struggle. The stiffness lingers, morning and night, and lotion never seems to soften it. After 60, this change can sneak in slowly, until daily tasks feel clumsy and frustrating. Some even notice swelling in the hands or feet, as if the skin itself is locking the joints. Inside the body, diabetes pushes sugar to bind with proteins in the skin and connective tissue. Collagen fibers become rigid. Small blood vessels that should deliver oxygen and nutrients start narrowing. Nerves around the hands and feet lose flexibility. The immune system reacts by laying down even more fibrous tissue. It's like cement drying under the surface, leaving the skin immovable and tight. The danger is not cosmetic. Stiff fingers signal deeper problems: poor circulation, nerve damage, limited joint mobility. Over time, this can mean severe contractures, painful ulcers, or infections in the hands and feet. Health risks escalate when you're over 60, because aging already reduces elasticity and healing speed. For people living with diabetes, digital sclerosis may lead to permanent loss of hand function, expensive therapies, and dependence on others for basic needs. But there's another skin change that reaches beyond the hands, and it's even more alarming. Number 4. Diabetic bully, blisters. Imagine waking up one morning and finding a large blister on your foot, clear, swollen, like a burn bubble. No pain, no injury, no warning. Seniors often panic, wondering if they stepped on something sharp, but nothing explains it. These blisters can grow overnight, sometimes on the legs, sometimes on the arms. After 60, the skin feels fragile, almost paper thin, and the sight of a sudden blister can be both confusing and frightening. Some try to pop it, thinking it's just like a shoe blister, but it returns, larger and stranger. Inside, this happens when diabetes damages small blood vessels and nerves. Circulation slows down, leaving skin tissues weak. Fluid seeps under the skin, lifting it into a bubble. The immune system, already stressed, fails to repair the barrier quickly. Hormonal imbalances and oxidative stress add more pressure, making the skin vulnerable to even the smallest friction. It's the body's way of showing that protection layers are breaking down. The danger is silent but serious. These blisters can rupture and invite infection. Open wounds in someone over 60 heal poorly, leading to ulcers, cellulitis, or even hospitalization. Health costs rise sharply, and independence slips away when walking becomes risky. For those living with diabetes, a single untreated blister may spiral into amputation or long-term disability. And yet, there's another skin signal that can appear even more frequently, and it tells an even deeper story. Number 10. Dry itchy skin. The skin starts to feel tight, like paper stretched too far. Flakes appear on the arms, legs, sometimes the back. A senior scratches during the night, leaving small red lines. After 60, the dryness grows worse in winter, when heaters run and the air turns crisp. Daily tasks are interrupted, itching during conversations, scratching while cooking, restless in bed. Some notice tiny cracks forming at the heels, stinging when they walk barefoot. Inside, diabetes strips moisture away. High blood sugar pulls fluid out of the skin cells. Oil glands produce less sebum. Small nerves that should regulate sweating lose control, leaving patches bone dry. Circulation slows, oxygen delivery drops, and healing becomes sluggish. It's like a desert forming where once there was balance, parched ground that refuses to hold water. The risks rise quickly. Scratching opens the way for infection. Small cracks become painful fissures. For someone over 60, the skin barrier is weaker, so every break is a door for bacteria. Healthcare costs mount when dryness turns into chronic eczema or cellulitis. Independence shrinks when feet are too sore for walking or when constant itching disrupts sleep. Families notice the toll: more creams on the bathroom shelf, more nights awake. Another skin clue waits ahead: yellow patches near the eyes that reveal a hidden burden inside the blood. Number 11. Xanthelasma. Small yellow patches appear near the eyelids. Flat, soft, waxy to the touch. A senior may think they are just age spots, but the color is different: pale yellow, sometimes merging into larger plaques. After 60, these marks can show up on both eyes, giving the face a tired look. In the mirror, they stand out, hard to hide with makeup or glasses. Some feel self-conscious, others ignore them until family points them out. Inside, diabetes alters fat metabolism. Cholesterol and triglycerides rise, circulating in the blood. Tiny vessels around the eyelids trap these fatty particles. The immune system responds by forming deposits under the skin. Over time, the patches grow thicker, building up like candle wax on glass. Hormonal imbalance and poor circulation worsen the accumulation. The risks reach far beyond appearance. Xanthelasma often signals high cholesterol, poor glucose control, and early cardiovascular strain. For someone over 60, the chance of stroke or heart disease rises significantly. Health experts see these eyelid patches as silent warnings of lipid disorder. Ignoring them means missing the opportunity to prevent larger complications: artery blockage, heart attacks, even sudden disability. Another signal lies ahead: tiny skin growths that dangle in folds, often mistaken for something harmless. Number 12. Skin tags. Small, soft bumps dangle from the neck, underarms, or groin. They hang by a thin stalk, swinging lightly when touched. A senior might notice them while shaving or adjusting jewelry. After 60, they often multiply, tiny clusters in places where skin rubs together. They don't usually hurt, but clothes catch on them. Some itch, some bleed if scratched. Everyday tasks like buttoning a collar or combing hair become awkward. Inside, diabetes fuels their growth. High insulin levels overstimulate skin cells. Collagen and fat push upward, forming these little flaps. Small blood vessels feed them, keeping them alive. Hormones and friction add more fuel. It's like weeds sprouting in cracks: once they start, they spread. The risk isn't in the tag itself but in what it means. Skin tags link strongly to insulin resistance. For someone over 60, their presence signals metabolic imbalance and higher chance of type 2 progression. Health professionals see them as cutaneous markers of deeper issues: heart strain, circulation stress, even fatty liver. Costs build when repeated removals are needed, but the true burden lies in what they reveal about long-term sugar control. And just when skin tags raise questions, another clue emerges: recurrent fungal infections that refuse to stay away. Number 13. Recurring yeast infections. An itch that never ends. Red, irritated patches in warm folds of skin, under the breasts, between the thighs, around the groin. A senior may try over-the-counter creams, get brief relief, then the rash returns. After 60, the cycle feels endless. The skin burns, cracks, and sometimes oozes. Nights turn restless. Walking or sitting too long becomes uncomfortable. Even daily hygiene feels like a battle. Inside, diabetes feeds this pattern. High blood sugar spills into sweat and skin oils. Yeast thrives on that sugar, growing fast in moist places. White blood cells, slowed by glucose overload, can't control the spread. Hormones fluctuate, weakening defenses further. Circulation struggles to carry oxygen and nutrients to the skin. The result is flare after flare, each one harder to clear. The risks build quietly. Recurrent infections weaken the skin barrier, inviting bacteria. Secondary infections complicate healing. For someone over 60, the immune system already lags, so recovery stretches longer. Health providers warn that repeated yeast infections signal chronic glucose imbalance and increased cardiovascular risk. Beyond discomfort, they point to deeper metabolic stress that impacts quality of life. And there is still one more skin clue to uncover: stiff hands that refuse to fold, revealing how far the damage can reach. Number 14. Diabetic hand syndrome. The hands feel different. Stiff, tight, almost waxy. A senior tries to press their palms together in prayer, but the fingers won't meet. After 60, the skin across the knuckles thickens, making simple gestures harder. Gripping a cup, tying shoelaces, or opening a jar turns into daily struggles. The skin looks shiny, stretched, and resists every attempt to bend. Some compare it to wearing invisible gloves that never come off. Inside, diabetes binds sugar to collagen in the skin and tendons. The fibers lose elasticity, becoming rigid. Small blood vessels fail to nourish the tissue properly. Nerves around the fingers misfire, reducing flexibility. Over time, hormones and chronic inflammation reinforce this stiffness. It's like glue setting between the layers of skin and tendon, blocking movement little by little. The risks extend far beyond inconvenience. Limited motion means higher chance of joint contractures, painful ulcers, and loss of hand function. For someone over 60, these restrictions make independence fragile. Cooking, dressing, even writing a note may require help. Health outcomes worsen as daily activity declines, leading to muscle loss and emotional strain. Families often notice first when a loved one can't clasp hands together anymore. And while this closes our list of 14 skin symptoms, the real story is just beginning, because knowing them is the first step to protecting your future. You've just walked through 14 skin changes, each one a signal, each one a message. Some were subtle, like brown shin spots. Others loud, like blisters or ulcers that refuse to heal. But together, they tell one clear story: blood sugar out of balance leaves marks on the skin before it leaves scars on the organs. So what can you do? The answer isn't complicated. It begins with awareness. Check your skin daily. Look at your feet, your shins, your hands. Use a mirror, ask a loved one to help. Seniors often catch problems late because they think spots or rashes are just age. The truth is, many of these changes are early warnings of deeper issues. Next comes control. Balanced blood sugar protects your skin as much as it protects your heart. Choose meals rich in fiber, lean protein, and healthy fats. Drink water through the day. Limit refined carbs that spike insulin. After 60, digestion slows, so portion size and timing matter more than ever. A short walk after dinner, even 10 minutes, helps circulation reach your skin and keeps glucose in check. Don't forget care. Moisturize dry areas. Keep feet clean and dry, especially between the toes. Wear shoes that fit well. Avoid walking barefoot, even at home, because one small cut can spiral into infection. Seniors with diabetes should schedule foot checks regularly, once a year at minimum, more if ulcers or neuropathy are present. And then, monitoring. Know your numbers. Blood glucose, cholesterol, blood pressure. They are linked. High cholesterol fuels xanthelasma. High sugar feeds yeast. High pressure weakens small vessels that cause dermopathy. Each sign on the skin reflects one of these systems going off track. Keeping a journal helps spot patterns before they grow dangerous. The bigger picture is hope. Skin symptoms are not destiny. They are warnings you can act on. With small daily steps, you protect your circulation, your nerves, your joints. You protect your freedom, the ability to walk without pain, to dress yourself, to hold your grandchild's hand. It's never too late to turn things around. Many people see infections clear, ulcers heal, and stiffness ease once sugar is managed. And finally, connection. Share what you learn. Talk with your doctor about new patches or wounds. Show your family, don't hide it. Early treatment saves time, money, and independence. Ignoring costs much more, in hospital bills, in lost years, in lost joy. So remember, your skin speaks first. Listen closely, respond quickly, and your body will thank you. We've uncovered 14 skin symptoms, each one a red flag for diabetes. From dark patches on the neck to ulcers that never heal, from itchy dryness to stiff hands, your skin speaks before serious damage sets in. These signs are not just surface changes. They reveal what's happening deep inside: circulation slowing, nerves weakening, metabolism struggling. But here's the good news. Recognizing them gives you power. The power to act early. The power to protect your health. And if you are over 60, that power means more freedom, more energy, more peace of mind. So let's make this simple. Check your skin often. Don't ignore new spots, rashes, or wounds. Share what you see with your doctor. Talk to your family. Because no senior should face these challenges alone. If this video helped you, please hit like and subscribe. It tells us to keep bringing you life-saving insights. Share this with a friend after 60, you might help them catch a hidden danger in time. And don't miss what's coming next. In our next video, I'll reveal 7 everyday foods that naturally lower blood sugar, and most of them are already in your kitchen. Stay with us. Your journey to better health is just beginning. Number 5. Skin infections. Picture this. You nick your leg while trimming nails. Hours later, the spot reddens. By the next day, the skin feels hot, swollen, and tight. Seniors sometimes try ointments, sometimes ignore it, but the patch keeps spreading. The itch interrupts sleep. The sting makes walking slow. Even lifting groceries feels different when the skin burns. After 60, these small wounds don't fade, they grow. Underneath, diabetes creates the perfect stage. Sugar lingers in the blood, feeding bacteria and yeast. White cells that should fight back move sluggishly. Tiny blood vessels, already narrowed, fail to deliver oxygen. Nerves miss the early warnings. Like a broken alarm clock, the body doesn't sound the signal until the infection is raging. The risks climb fast. Local swelling can turn into abscesses. Germs can slip into the bloodstream, spreading far beyond the skin. For a senior, these events carry heavier weight, weak circulation, weaker immunity, slower repair. Healthcare costs mount. Daily habits get cut short. Independence shrinks when even putting on socks hurts. Families notice the change: fewer outings, more doctor visits, endless prescriptions. Another sign waits ahead, one that hides beneath the surface even more stubbornly. Number 6. Slow-healing ulcers. A blister on the heel. A small scrape on the toe. For many, these heal in a week. But for a senior with fragile skin, the mark lingers. Day after day, the wound stays open. It seeps, crusts, then breaks again. After 60, even the tiniest sore on the foot can stretch into months of frustration. Walking hurts. Shoes rub. Nights are restless. Families worry when bandages pile up on the nightstand. Inside, diabetes drives this delay. High sugar stiffens red blood cells, clogging small vessels. Less oxygen reaches the tissue. White blood cells, slowed by the same sugar, fail to defend. Nerves damaged by years of imbalance mean the pain feels dull or absent, so people keep walking on the wound. Hormones push inflammation higher. Collagen breaks down. The skin cannot knit itself back together. Like a cracked sidewalk with no cement left, the gap stays. The consequences run deep. Ulcers invite bacteria, turning simple wounds into chronic infections. Some spread into the bone. Amputation becomes a real risk. For health systems, the cost is staggering: hospital stays, surgeries, long-term rehab. Quality of life shrinks when independence is lost. After 60, recovery slows further, and every relapse chips away at confidence. For those living with diabetes, slow-healing ulcers are not just skin problems, they are red flags for circulation, immunity, and survival itself. But the skin has even more ways to speak, and the next one carries a message most people never expect. Number 7. Diabetic dermopathy, shin spots. Brown spots on the shins. Small, round, flat. At first glance, they look like bruises fading away. A senior may notice them after bumping into the coffee table, then forget. But weeks later, they remain. After 60, these patches can multiply, dotting the lower legs like freckles. They rarely hurt, but the skin feels thinner, almost fragile. In bright light, they seem shiny, like the surface of old leather. Some people cover them with socks. Others just ignore, thinking it's age. What's really happening starts in the smallest blood vessels. Diabetes weakens the walls, slowing circulation to the skin. Collagen breaks down around hair follicles. Oxygen delivery falters. The tissue under the skin thins, leaving behind those brown marks. Hormonal changes and nerve signals also play a role, confusing the repair process. It's like the foundation under paint cracking, what you see on the outside reflects damage underneath. The risk is often overlooked. Though painless, shin spots mean microvascular disease is already underway. For someone over 60, that raises the chance of nerve damage, kidney strain, and heart problems. Health professionals consider these spots an early marker of chronic complications. They signal that blood sugar has been high long enough to injure skin and vessels. Ignoring them allows silent damage to spread, often without symptoms until it's too late. And the skin still has more to reveal. Another sign is less visible, but even more unsettling. Number 8. Eruptive xanthomatosis. Imagine dozens of tiny red-yellow bumps popping up overnight. They look like pimples, but they itch, sometimes burn, and cluster on the arms, buttocks, or thighs. A senior might try anti-itch cream, but nothing helps. Scratching only makes them angrier. For someone over 60, these sudden eruptions feel alarming, especially when they spread fast. Clothes rub against them. Sitting becomes uncomfortable. Sleep is broken by the need to scratch. Inside, this reaction begins with fat particles floating in the bloodstream. Diabetes drives triglycerides sky high when insulin fails to control sugar. Those fats seep out, lodging into the skin. The immune system responds, surrounding each deposit with inflammation. Small vessels swell. Hormones misfire. The result is a flare that looks like an acne outbreak, but with a very different cause. It's the body shouting that sugar and fat are out of balance. The danger goes beyond the skin. Eruptive xanthomatosis signals severe metabolic stress. It points to extreme insulin resistance, high cholesterol, and risk of pancreatitis. For a senior, the warning is louder: arteries stiffen, the heart strains, recovery slows. Health outcomes decline when these bumps appear, because they reflect crisis inside the blood. Medical care becomes urgent, costs rise, and life quality drops when eruptions keep returning. The skin has more secrets still. The next sign hides in circular patterns that many mistake for something harmless. Number 9. Granuloma annulari. One day, you notice a ring-shaped rash on your hand. It looks pink, sometimes red, forming small raised bumps in a perfect circle. Seniors often rub lotion on it, thinking it's dry skin. But the ring doesn't fade. After 60, it can spread slowly to the arms, the legs, even the feet. The bumps feel firm, not painful, but odd, like the skin has drawn a circle around itself. In bright light, the border looks sharp, while the center appears almost clear. Underneath, diabetes alters the immune system. Sugar imbalances push white blood cells to attack healthy collagen. The skin reacts by building walls of inflamed tissue. Small vessels around the rash swell. Hormonal changes disturb the balance further, feeding the reaction. It's like a fence built around a patch of skin, barriers rising where no danger exists. The risks are often underestimated. These circular lesions mark ongoing immune stress and poor glucose control. For someone over 60, the chance of recurrence is higher, and each flare signals deeper inflammation. Health professionals link granuloma annulare with long-term complications, including nerve sensitivity and circulation problems. Left unchecked, it can spread widely, becoming both a physical and emotional burden. And while this rash circles the skin, the next sign takes a different shape: dry, cracked, and impossible to ignore.